Dcryptofan. XRP. Oh man. XRP then moving to Solana by accident. And into the infrastructure. Yeah, XRP and Solana. You got the dinosaur XRP coming out, 2012? And you got that 2020 Solana giant. Yeah, you got the rap going on. Just tune in, this Dcryptofan. Well, all we do is talk crypto, make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap. You already know we go live 7:30 on TikTok. If you missed the live, you can find the replay on YouTube. You can also find me on Facebook, TikTok for slick analysis. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere at Dcryptofan. Let's get it in. Tammy Lynn, good evening. Tonight we're going to talk about XRP Solana, the rap. And we're going to talk about LayerZero so you can understand what LayerZero is. LayerZero is basically the Swift. Yeah, Swift for blockchain. Oh, yeah, we're going to get a lot. And then we're going to talk about Hex Trust. They do the custodian. Let me tell you, man, this kind of reminds me of that Flare. But this is a little different because this is on Solana. This will allow you now to wrap when it goes on Solana through LayerZero, sending the messages, and Hex Trust becoming a wrap now. You can now trade on Solana, trade meme coins. And then I'm going to get deeper to now how on Solana, because of that, you can now trade going on WhatsApp. It's a lot to unfold right now. So let's get into this, man. It's Dcryptofan. It's a lot. So let's talk about this, right? So tonight, we ain't talking about price. So we're talking about XRP and Solana. I want to explain exactly what this wXRP is, and y'all need to know about LayerZero. This LayerZero is deep because it's Swift. I'm going to explain to you. All right, so let's get into this. If y'all go look at the article, they have the article on CoinDesk. You can go ahead on CoinDesk to see the article. Or just go on Google. Let me just put you put XRP Solana if you want to look it up, but you can look right there on CoinDesk and it has it there, which is let me tell you something. This is news, and you go also on coin market cap and look it up also. But let's get into this. This is wild news, man. This is very, very wild news. And like I said, you can also go on on coin market cap and you see this. And you see the XRP ETF assets just surged over 1 billion. You know what I'm saying? And wrap tokens debate came out on Solana Friday. On Solana. And you know what I'm saying? So you ladies and gentlemen know about Solana. Solana's built for speed. So before I get in this, hey, what's going on, gang? What's going on, Kaz? I want to make sure, ladies and gentlemen, y'all understand what Solana is because you'll understand more about this wrap. And I'm going to explain this LayerZero. So let's get into this. So Solana was built for speed, fast transaction, low fees, high volume. You know what I'm saying? Let me slow it down. So the system, right, was built in 2020. When it first came out, and basically it was came out, we called it the Ethereum killer. I'm not going to hold you. In 2020, when Solana came out, they called it the Ethereum killer. Back in them days, they called everything the killer. You know what I mean? Shib was the Doge killer. What else? And Sui was supposed to come and be the ill killer. Let me tell you, everything was called the killer back in them days. You know what I'm saying? Litecoin was the Bitcoin killer. I'm telling you, man. Everything back then it came out. That was the hype. You call it. It came to kill the coin. That's how it came out with the hype. But let's go in this. So think about this. So when Ethereum came out 2014, 2015. So Ethereum got a big lead. A lot of apps were built on Ethereum. Solana came out in 2020. So think about this. Solana, think about Ethereum. Ethereum is a busy highway, and Solana was supposed to be the diamond lane, the express lane. You understand? That's what it was supposed to be. What's going on, gang? So that's how that came out. So let me explain to you. Solana was launched in 2020. built by this gentleman. You know, ladies and gentlemen, you know I chop up names, so you gotta forgive me. You know I chop up names. This is Dcryptofan. This is built by Antoli, and with Anatoly Yakonovica. Let me try to say it. Antoli Yakonovico. Okay, Antoli Yakonovio. You know, my apologies if I'm chopping up names. You know, my apologies. I know I chop up names. And then Raja Gokal. You know what I'm saying? Raja Gokal. So they built Solana. You know what I'm saying? So just want to let y'all just explain that. Please, my apologies. So now, Ethereum is still the leader. Don't get me wrong. Because you got to remember, Ethereum was built in 2015, 2014. So a lot of apps were built on the Ethereum system. Okay? For example, SHIB built on Ethereum. Just to give you an example, there's a whole lot of coins. There's so many coins built on Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? But Ethereum has more developers, more apps. Remember, it has more history. You know what I'm saying? So just want to say that out. But Solana members came out 2020. So that's a huge gap for you talking about. That's a lot of apps being built in that 5 years on Ethereum. So you understand? But like I told you, that thing came out. It was the Ethereum killer. So I saw Solana now, and Solana had a lot of hype behind it, right? Because a lot of memes were built on it. Like your Boonk was built on it. You know another coin that was built on it that we all love to talk about? ZBEC. ZBEC is built on Solana. Just want to tell you that. So, and when I tell you Solana has a lot, but Solana has a lot of meme coins that are built on their ecosystem, and a lot of ones that pump. That's what got Solana pumping real quick and helped build the market cap. So Ethereum. So listen. So Ethereum is built a real foundation, but Solana is scaling. It's moving. It's, you know what I'm saying, scaling. It's moving fast. You know what I'm saying. So think about this. You know that Dog Howard is built on Solana. Jitu is built on Solana. Helium is built on Solana. You know what I'm saying? These are heavy coins. So now, how this is going to work, so you understand what we're talking about. If you just tuned in, this is Dcryptofan. What all we do is talk crypto McGeezy. So we're talking about right now is the wXRP, the wrap XRP. That's going on to, basically, you have the LayerZero that sends messages and the Hex Trust that's going to hold custody the XRP. Now remember, XRP cannot leave the ledger, but what it is basically a receipt of custody of the XRP. So now it goes into Solana as a wrap. Now you could trade it on Solanos and actually hold it in the Phantom wallet. So once you hold it in the Phantom wallet now you can go trade it up on Jupiter. You understand what I'm saying? So this gets deep now. So understand, this is not no partnership with XRP and Solana. This is what I'm telling y'all. That hasn't been reported. It's the LayerZero. That's the ill action. LayerZero as in LayerZero as in zero. Oh no. Oh, you're talking about in zero the token. You know what I'm saying, right? So let me explain this right here, right? That was I didn't. You don't have a name there. It looks like it has Frankenstein. Is that a picture of Frankenstein? Frankenstein says LayerZero as in zero. Got a lovely discount on it recently. This is what he said on there, or she said. I don't know. I can't. Just a Frankenstein sign. There's no name there. But anyway, let's keep it going. So this is a wXRP. It's a wrap. It just went live Friday on Solana ecosystem. So now the wrap XRP, right? It never leaves the network. Remember, all it is a receipt. Think of it as like a receipt that now you own this XRP. Right? So it's like when you go to casino, right? You know when you go to a casino, let me give you an example. You know when you go to a casino, right? And you go ahead and you give, let's say you have $1,000, you get chips, right? So what happened is, think of that wrap. That wrap right there, right, is your chip. So you take those chips, your casino chips, right? You go ahead and gamble with that. You can go trade with that, do whatever what you want to do. And then when it's time for you to go cash out, you cash out those chips. That's what the wrap is doing. Remember, the XRP can't leave the ledger. So imagine now the money is still in the casino. They're giving you a chip, which is basically a wrap of that money. You got me? Yeah, you got me right now? So you can go gamble that monies. You follow me now? This is what the wrap is doing. Okay? So think about it like that. So it's the same, though. The wrap is giving you the same value, right? For that XRP. Understand? So that's what it's doing. It's 1-for-1 the wrap. It's 1-for-1 XRP. So now when it goes onto the Phantom, onto the ledger, you trade and do what you want. You got it? That's ill. That's wild work. That's wild work. You know what I mean? So keep it up. So now you got the wXRP wrap 1-to-1. You're saying it's held by custody. And remember, when you're pulling it out, pause, is when you're getting your XRP back. So now you have to make sure it's a trusted custodian, because you got to make sure the person that's wrapping that XRP now, you can't go to casino, you give them the money, give you chips, and now when you go get the chips, you can't get your money back. So you got to get that. So now you understand. It's very important because that XRP does not leave the ledger. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking. So understand that. So this moves into this means a representation of XRP. You understand what I mean? That's what it is. So keep it going now. Now, wait a second. Let me show you right here. This is where it gets wild. Wait 1 second here. If you just tune in, it's Dcryptofan, where all we do is talk crypto, make it easy for you. Patrick says, thank you for teaching us. Listen, it's my pleasure, man. I love to come out here and teach y'all, and it's helping me grow. And guess what? Coming to teach y'all makes me better. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that y'all coming. And you know what I'm saying? There was wait 1 second there. Wait 1 second there. I've been waiting for this. I didn't think we're gonna need this.
Yo, cuz, come here, man. Tell me, I got one question for you.
Wait a second, y'all.
Who is this kid Shy D? I was listening to the radio, man. I heard this.
Panther and Fred Sanford. But let me tell
Sorry about that, y'all. I had to throw a block party earlier. I let you go last week, but I was going to let you go this week. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to throw that block party, man. I let that slide last week, but I was going to let that slide today, man. I had to throw that block party, man. Y'all, you know that block party was coming when I said, hold a minute. Hey, I had to throw that block party because I was about to get to the deep part. If you're on YouTube right now, you can't see what's going on, but on TikTok, if you come over here on the TikTok on my live and you get belligerent or you talk wild, we're throwing that block party for you. So you can't come in here talking wild. I let Buddy slide last week, ain't gonna slide this week, especially on a Monday. You did that stuff on Thursday, Friday, you got to throw a block party for you. So let's get back to it. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to it. So now remember, XRP does not leave the ledger. All right, so y'all see when you see with these wraps, remember, you at the casino. All right, man, you at the casino. That money, you go ahead and you buy, you got to use them chips. So you go ahead and you transfer your money to the chips to go gamble. You take your XRP, right? It now transfers to the wrap. Now you can take that wrap and go on Solana. Solana's a casino. Then you can go spend. You got it? But now let me tell you who casino is. So you understand how this casino connects. Just want to give you exactly how it goes down. We're talking about some XRP and Solana infrastructure connection. This is wild work. When you're talking about Solana, XRP, ladies and gentlemen, you're talking about the number 4 and number 5. If you take out Tether and you take out Circle, which those are stable coins, but if you're talking about crypto coins, not stable coins, you are talking about the number 4, number 5 coin, if not number 3 and number 5. Biggest market cap. That means the biggest. When I say market cap, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, this means that these are the biggest coins in crypto. They top 5. When you take out stable coins, that's top 5 working together in an infrastructure. It's not a partnership. I didn't call out no partnership here, but this infrastructure ecosystem connected. Now, let me explain it so you understand. Just tune in, Dcryptofan. This gets deep. I'm gonna drop an episode on this. That's gonna get direct to the point, but I'm gonna take the time and explain exactly how this works, because this connection is wild. Y'all gotta learn about this LayerZero. This LayerZero is wild. This is the Swift messaging for blockchain technology, for blockchain, straight up. This is the Swift. Y'all know what Swift is? Swift is the backbone of global messaging for your monies. This is what tells banks, hey, this bank that can't speak the same language that's way out there in Singapore with the bank that's out here in let's say somewhere in Las Vegas that says, yo, we sending this bread over there. Stop over here. Yes, good. Stops over here is good. Now, this LayerZero is trying to do that for blockchain. And you know, Swift does 11,000 different banks in over 200 countries. Wild work. But let's keep it going. So now, remember, XRP doesn't leave the ledger. So I told you about the casino. So now, check this out. Now, this is where this LayerZero comes in. This LayerZero, like the number 0. This is wild work. And it makes sense why it says LayerZero, because it's going down to the layer, to the coins. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going from Solana, which is layer 1, and XRP, LayerZero. We're going from groundwork. Wild work right here. That's an ill name. So, right? So remember, I told you it's a messaging system. You know what I'm saying? It's a messaging system. It's not a blockchain. It's a messaging system for blockchain. Remember that. It was founded in 2021. Okay? It was founded by Brian Pellegrini and then Ryan Zacharek. You know, those are a little bit easier. those are a little bit easier to pronounce. Martin Rodriguez said, yo, what's the haps with this section? We're talking about Solana and XRP coming together through a wrap, where now you'll be able to use XRP wrap, which is wXRP, on Solana ecosystem, trade, phantom, swap it out for meme coins once you make it a wXRP. So now I'm breaking down who exactly LayerZero and Trust Hex that's making this happen. So right now, that's what we're breaking down. So LayerZero now is basically like a Swift. So what it's doing is, so let me go back so you just tuned in, okay? So now, remember, when this wXRP is bagging the XRP 1-to-1, all right? So now you got to be able to redeem it. So here's how you have to have a trusted custodian, because you got to redeem the monies. Just like when you go casino, you got to make sure the people that's give you the monies, it's a trusted casino. You ain't going to go backyard gambling and you go do the money and cat's like, nah, you can't get that money back, bro. So you got to make sure it's a trusted custodian. So I'm trying to tell y'all, follow what's going on now. Follow me now. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to find a trusted custodian. So here comes now. Remember, XRP cannot leave the ledger. So whoever's holding that wrap and that receipt of your XRP, that's very important, because it ain't leaving the ledger. So now, this is how LayerZero, this is how this comes in, if y'all following. It's a messaging system. It's the messaging system that's telling Hex Trust, that's holding your XRP, that, yo, there's 10,000 XRP, we're good. You can hold out and give 10,000 XRP out to Phantom or whoever owns Phantom to go gamble on Solana. LayerZero is that messaging system to Hex Trust. I'm gonna get into Hex Trust, but follow me now, okay? This is how the connection to XRP, Solana, and it's LayerZero. So I'm gonna give y'all that connection so y'all can follow how this goes now. All right. So it's a message. Remember, LayerZero is a messaging system. It's messaging like, yo, I'm holding, yo, check this out. I'm holding 10,000 XRP. Hold that in the vote. You good? Yeah, we're good. You can hand that out. You can give out the XRP. That's what that's doing. Now, remember, let me go down how this LayerZero came out. LayerZero was founded in 2021 by Brian Pellegrino and Ryan Zachary. Remember, it connects blockchains. So it's connecting these different blockchains messaging. So it's messaging to Solana and XRP. Yo, I'm holding this wrap. Solana, we good. Now imagine you doing that messaging for Swift. Swift doing 11,000 banks. So if you do messaging for them, why not be able to do messaging for other layers? Like Bitcoin, like Ethereum. Why not? Let's keep it going. It's a messaging system. It's not a blockchain. I'm being real. Just keep it going. Listen, man, there's levels to this, ladies and gentlemen. We watching infrastructure getting built right before our eyes. This is wild work. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to this. And if you're missing this, remember, I replay this on YouTube. You just came in. I can't keep going back and starting all over. But remember, we play this on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep it going. So now, remember, this is giving messaging to blockchains just like Swift, but for blockchain. So you know that speed is going crazy. Speed's going crazy. Because you know they're going to have KYC and AML. Let's see. I didn't go deep yet, but let's go now. Because you know it's going to get wild. So remember now, this is just like Swift sending instructions between banks, but they're doing it for blockchain and crypto. Just like Swift. So Zaxby's Swift analogy, that's what it is. Now, he goes, Hex Trust. Remember, I told you now, XRP. Now you got LayerZero. Wow, work. Since 2021. I want to see the other coins that LayerZero is doing. It's very wild. This is crazy work right here, folks. So now you got the LayerZero. Now here comes what the Hex Trust is. They're the custodian. They're the one that's going to be holding your XRP receipt. Yeah, so you got to make sure you trust these people. When you go, these are the people that you give your money to, right? So now, let me explain how this goes. This you could get the money, right? So now, here comes LayerZero. Yo, that money's good. You can go ahead and give them tokens so he can hold it. So now Hex Trust holds your money. You give them 10,000. They hold your money and give you the tokens. LayerZero say, yeah, you can give them that money. That 10,000 is good. LayerZero gives that message, and yeah, now we're holding that money. Hex Trust holding the money. So watch this now. So Hex Trust, right? They hold the real XRP. So remember, your XRP is being held by these cats that's giving out the wrap. Listen now. So remember, now let me tell you about these cats. So these cats, Hex Trust, they were founded in 2018. Okay? Now, they were led by Alcilio Cagolini. You know I chop up names. Cagolini. I'm trying to say this name right now. Alcilio Cagolini. Anyway, they provide the custody, and the security. Okay? And the compliance. If LayerZero is the bridge, remember now, Hex Trust is the vote. This reminds you of the facets. Remember Flare with facets, wrap wXRP and wrap it in and put it in the vote. So now you can earn yields. They're trying to turn XRP to different DeFi products. And XRP is doing its own thing too. But here's what I'm saying. These are giving different avenues for XRP to be used. And Solana is not no fly by night. So if say you have Bunk, you could wrap the XRP, right? And swap that baby for Bunk if you wanted to. Yeah. It's crazy. So check this out. So Remember now, LayerZero is the bridge. It's the messaging system. Hex Trust is the vote. That's what's holding your XRP, right? So the real XRP still stays on the ledger. Hex Trust holds it. LayerZero sends a message. wXRP now, once it goes in the vote, now your wXRP is on the Solana ledger. So right in your Phantom wallets and people that use Jupiter, so right, you can use it Jupiter now. So because you're actually on the Phantom system, on the Solana system, Solana. Okay, so now you can use that Phantom wallet, and this is, remember, Phantom is a crypto wallet, but you could use it like a digital account on Solana. Thomas 7, what's going on, Crypto Gang? So when you have the Phantom and that wallet, it connects directly to Solana apps. Okay, so that's what it is. So now you have an engine like Jupiter. What you're saying now, Jupiter is where you could trade. And what Jupiter does, it trades, but it finds you the best price when you're trading. So basically when I say it finds you the best price, right? So what Jupiter does, think of Jupiter, right? Like, when you were looking for flights, and you go Google Flights, and Google Flights looks and finds out the best prices for the flights of wherever you're going. That's what Jupiter does for Solana. So if it's looking for a coin that you're going to buy, it's going to find the best price for that coin. So it's like Google Flights. It's going to go through all the Spirit, this, and go through all the apps and give you the best number. That's what Jupiter does. Wild work, right? Very wild. So let's keep it going. So now, what this does with this vote and going on Solana, it's letting Solana, now once you have it wrapped, and you have wXRP, it connects to everything that's on Solana. Everything. Because now it's wrapped. You can't do it with the regular XRP. It has to be in the wXRP's a wrap. Remember, it's just like when you're taking money, you go to casino, you take your money, they give you the chips. Now, when you have these chips, you can go gamble anywhere in the casino. You understand? You can go to the slot machine. You can go to the blackjack table. Because you have that token. Where with the dollar, where you got that money, nah, you can't do that. They ain't gonna work. They ain't taking that bread. You got to use the casino money. So what happens? You take your XRP, you go to the casino, they take your XRP, they give you the tokens. It's a wXRP is the token. I'm just giving you an analogy. So now you can go do anything you want on Solana ecosystem with the wrap. You understand? So let's keep it going. So now your Phantom, remember your Phantom, you have that wXRP goes into that Phantom because Jupiter, now you can go trading. That's what it is. So that's why it's wild now. So remember, the XRP never actually moves. It's the wrap. It's just a receipt that the vote is holding your XRP. Just like when you go casino, that token, you don't lose that token. You lose that token in that casino, you ain't getting that bread. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that now. You know what I'm saying? So this is how XRP, remember now. So if you're doing this in the future, now XRP can move monies on Solana. You can see where this is going. You know what I'm saying? Now you're using payment systems. This is how you see where this arc still appreciate it. This is how, you see how they're building. And now remember, there's no confirmed XRP and Solana partnership, but this is where it's going. Lionel, what's going on? Hello, bro. What's going on? Good evening, Crypto Gang. But this is the connection to infrastructure of XRP and Solana is crazy work. And then this LayerZero, that's wild. You know what I'm saying? That LayerZero is crazy because now you have a messaging system. It's very well. Now I want to get into this article and I'm going to listen to this. So this launched Friday and you can find this on CoinDesk. This came out today. We know on Dcryptofan, we treat the news quick. And Tammy Lynn's been sending me a lot of this news, this ETF news, SBI news. So one shout out for Tammy Lynn giving us this news. You already know how it go. This is Dcryptofan. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this on YouTube, come over here on TikTok. We go live 7:30, 5 days a week. Where you can come on here. Right now, you won't be able to see the folks on the chat. My chat is very, very ill. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, what do y'all think of even about the Solana? I didn't even think of. I didn't want to know what you. Why you think about that XRP and Solana wrap? That's wild work. And you think about it, if you starting off with XRP and a wrap right now, this gonna be wild. T-Boy said we up. T-Boy said we up. Let me tell you, man, the Solana and XRP, that's wild. To Think Out says XRP is also on ETH. Yes. So XRP, if y'all look, actually one of my largest, my most viewed, it's talking about XRP and Solana EVM sidechain. Wow. And understand this. One part I forgot to say, speaking on sidechain, LayerZero is a cross chain. Very deep to understand that. It's a cross chain. So that means that LayerZero does messaging with multiple cross chains. So basically what LayerZero, the biggest part that I forgot to bring up, thank you for saying that, Thinking Out, a dope name, To Think Out. That's a dope name. So XRP is also on Ethereum. Very, very. Thank you for saying that. That's one thing that I wanted to bring up. That was good timing. That was great timing. So XRP ETFs, get into this. Assets surged past 1 billion. You know what I'm saying? As a wrap token debuted on Solana network. Very wild. Lionel said, do you think XRP can only use 10 times in a 24 period? What is it? I don't understand what you mean. Do you think XRP can only use 10 times in a 24 period? I don't know what that means in 24 period. I don't know what that means. Lionel, you got to break it down for me a little bit more. I understand what you mean by that. But anyway, let's get back. Yeah, you got to break it down a little bit more so I can understand where you're coming from. Lionel says, let me see what you said here. Lionel says, did you think that XRP could only use, did you know the XRP, did you know? Let me see. He says, did you know that XRP can be used? I did not know. I did not know. The Brave Man says, are you ready for XRP to pay off the US debit? What? I don't think XRP could pay off the US debit. XRP moves money, it moves liquidity, but it can't pay off the debit. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how that would work. Tammy says, I don't have no idea either. Now says, a token can only be used 10 times in 24-hour period. Okay. I learned something new. Appreciate that, Lionel. I learned something new. All right. XRP ETF surged past 1 billion as a wrap token debuted on Solana. XRP ETFs, so let's keep it going, man. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. On YouTube, I know it's hard when you see me laughing. It's hard when you're not seeing exactly when you can't hear what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So we have Lionel To Think Out says, Lionel, what exchange are you using? Kraken? That's why y'all gotta come on TikTok to hear the chat. But anyway, let's get back into this. Sorry about that, y'all. XRP ETF surges past 1 billion as wrap tokens debut on Solana. The XRP ETFs, let me tell you, At one time we had a lot of inflows, but the inflows are starting to come back in. XRP ETF surge past 1 billion as a wrap token debuted on Solana network. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse increased XRP adoption. Wrap XRP debuted on Solana's network. This is wild. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has highlighted. That's wild that you got Brad talking about this. This is very wild. Has highlighted adoption in XRP, starting with digital assets, now enjoying more access to more ecosystems, more utility. This remark follows an introduction to XRP and wXRP on Solana blockchain network earlier this week. Listen to Brad Garlinghouse, which is wild. Demand for XRP keeps growing. More access, more ecosystem, more utility. This is straight from Brad Garlinghouse himself. This is wild. wXRP is also live at Solana, enabled at Hex Trust and LayerZero Core. Let me tell you, they ain't playing. Growing demand. And this also is on XRP. This is on Brad Garlinghouse Twitter page. If y'all want to go on Brad Garlinghouse's actual Twitter page, is B Garlinghouse. I would advise y'all to go on Twitter and follow him, especially if you're holding XRP. You should want to follow the CEO of XRP. Of Ripple. I would really advise y'all to do that. And then you have XRPX, which is Ripple X Dev. I would tell y'all to go ahead and follow that. Y'all know I don't try to hide no information from y'all. I keep telling y'all, follow CoinDesk. And I don't know these people. I don't know Brad personally, but I'm just telling you, when I tell you follow CoinDesk, I don't work for them. They don't give me no money. I'm just telling you, you listen to me, give you the information. You could see the information yourself. This is where I'm getting information I'm reading to y'all. So I'm just telling y'all. And then when y'all watch the episodes, this is what I'm basically showing y'all. So and also you can learn and come back and drop some jewels in the chat. You already know Crypto Gang. Let's keep it going. Maria says, Maria Gastelum. I hope I say that name right. You know how to chop up things. My apologies. Maria Gastolian said XRP and Ethereum banks are already open for it. Absolutely. Maria, you are absolutely right. 100%. Let me tell you something. And states too, Maria. Them states ain't not playing. All right, they putting bills together to buy some Ethereum too, and some Bitcoin, and some XRP. So you are not lying, Maria. You're absolutely 100% right. Thank you for that. The deployment, they get back on this XRP Solana. So listen, the deployment resulted in collaboration with Solana Foundation and LayerZero. Remember, I tell you, LayerZero is that Swift messaging now. It's Swift messaging for blockchain. It's wild work. This is let me tell you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all watching the financial infrastructure getting rebuilt right before your eyes, and people not even paying attention. So you got this LayerZero, you got Hex Trust. And instead of, I was thinking to myself, why is so much different division instead of like a one-stop shop? It's because that's what keeps it decentralized. Instead of one person running everything, it's all separate. You have different layers. That's what I was thinking to myself anyway. But anyway, that's just my personal opinion. The innovative bridge, the XRP ledger to Solana, thriving on decentralized finance infrastructure using cross-chain bridging protocol. This is what I'm telling y'all. This cross-bridging. That's what LayerZero is doing. So when I say cross-chain bridging, that's basically what they're saying. They're bridging XRP to Solana. That's what they mean, cross-bridging. All right? So I'm sorry, cross-chain bridging. See, when you see side chain, that's just XRP to Ethereum, EVM. Remember, the EVM is the brain for Ethereum. So that's different when you see that you see that with the one that has the most, the episode I have with the most views, that 42,000 views, that's talking about Ethereum, which is huge, and XRP sidechain. So now this is what you hear when you hear people say cross chain. That's what they're talking about, moving cross-chain on different layers. So you move different cross-chain, which is blockchain. So basically they're just shortening it for that. So you're moving cross-blockchain. So when you're moving from XRP to Solana. It's wild. Very, very wild. Let me see here. To Think Out says Swift employees need to get with the program and work together. Oh, Swift is, let me tell you, Swift is already, people, ladies and gentlemen, people don't know that Swift is already, Swift is already connected. If y'all watch the episode that I dropped, it's connected through G Treasuries, which is now Ripple Prime since 2014. So Ripple Prime, G Treasuries that Ripple purchased for $1 billion back in 2025, which Swift chose in 2024 as the first North American app. Yeah, with G Treasuries in 2014. So even so, XRP is not connected to Swift. Ripple purchased the technology, the dashboard that Swift used. So it's very ill. So even then, they were very strategic where they still got connected to Swift. And here's the thing, Swift, you're doing the messaging. If you have rails that are faster for the messaging and it's not messing up your monies, why not go ahead and use it at your disposal? 100%. Just when people tell that, you can look at that episode I dropped. We're talking about, if you just tuned in to Dcryptofan, right now we're talking about XRP and Solana. Solana. Using your XRP on the Solana ecosystem. Just want to say thank you. Appreciate that. That was we have a lot to talk about. I want to say appreciate the love. That was Pangostu Haida. Pangosuda Haida. You're not chop up name. My apologies, man. My apologies if I chopped up your name. Sorry, sorry about that. To Think Out says Cardano is a side chain. Let me tell you, man, I love me some Cardano. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Charles Hoskinson, let me tell you, Charles Hoskinson ain't playing right now. He has a lot on his mind. He is not playing right now. He is not playing. He is definitely speaking his mind. QFS Panguna Hayat says QFS Web 3. I don't know what you're talking about. Quantum something Web 3. I don't know what that is. You remember Dcryptofan? I don't play to say that know it all. So yeah, I don't know what that abbreviation stands for. Maria Gastelum says, honestly, Ripple is making moves that should push XRP higher. Let me tell you, Ripple is definitely making a lot of moves, man. A lot of moves and building an infrastructure. Let me tell you, man, that a lot of lanes lead to XRP. But let me tell you, man, your boy Charles Hoskinson from Cardano, speaking on Cardano, said a lot of things about XRP that I want to get into, man. That's very wild. And let me tell you, he makes a lot of, I'll tell you, man, as an XRP holder, man, I hold a lot of XRP. Let me tell you, Charles Hoskinson scared. Like, things he says about XRP is very scary. Even so, David Schwartz comes out and kind of says the same thing. It's very wild. Very wild, but we'll get into that. I want to stay on this wXRP wrap, but let me tell you, man, there's a lot to come out with XRP, quantum financial system. That's what I thought it was. Okay, fine. Thank you, Tammy Lynn. The quantum financial system. I want to get into that. Also with XRP saying that Ripple saying that they're going to have a quantum system security system by 2028. Want to get in that, but there's so much to unload. There's a lot to unload right now. Tammy Lynn says she can't wait into XRP Las Vegas. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you know about XRP Las Vegas, drop the episode on that also. and you can watch the replay on YouTube. XRP Las Vegas, you're gonna have Simon Bahina. I chop up his name, but Simon, CEO of ZBEC, going to be speaking on the same panel as Brad Garland House at the XRP Las Vegas on April 30th to May 1st. So we're waiting on that. That's going to be very, very huge to see him on the panel and also on the ZBEC Eco Map, which you can see the episode I dropped also. They have a lot of things listed. They have, let me tell you, JP Morgan Chase, Cardano listed, Swift listed. They have RLUSD listed, RLUSD, which is Ripple listed. They have USD1, which is Trump coin. They have FSUD. They have USDC, which is Circle. They have Circle listed as a vesting company, Solana as a vesting company. They also have Solana Foundations, CIP coming up there to speak. Let me tell you, there's a lot of things going on. Vintage Back says Charles is going nuts. Vintage Back says Charles is going nuts. Let me tell you, man. Charles is speaking. Let me tell you, me and my friends were talking, and let me tell you, Charles right now and David Schwartz, they're speaking their mind. They're not holding, and we're talking about they're all billionaires. Ladies and gentlemen, do not fool yourselves. They are all billionaires. Okay, do not let them fool you. They are all billionaires. Do not sleep on that. Okay, they are 100% all billionaires. ZBEC, yes, what we're talking about. ZBEC Las Vegas. I saw 10032. The ZBEC, and I'm gonna announce, and I'm gonna do another episode besides Las Vegas. I'm gonna do an episode on the eco map for ZBEC also, because I just want to go over that eco map and break that down, because that's a very amazing. I dropped the episode, but I need to break down. People are not understanding the eco map, so I'm gonna do an episode before it comes out on the 26th. And it's wild that they're coming out with the eco map on the 26th, and the eco map is showing Ripple on there and RLUSD. This is not me. This is the eco map. Tammy Lynn showed me the eco map, and the things she sent me the eco map. She was very fun. She said, "Take a look at this." Didn't tell me what was on it, and when I looked at it, I was like, "What? Ripple? That's very wild." And then, ladies and gentlemen, you understand Ripple owns the majority of XRP. Then you have RLUSD, which is their stable coin, on there also. Then I saw JP Morgan, the biggest bank in America. That was wow. Then, not only that Cardano on there, that Solana, Stellar. They're using Stellar rails to move money, and now you connect to Stellar, you connect to MoneyGram. Wild work, wild connections. But let's go back to this. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to jump all over the place. Let me get back. I talk to the chat. So if you're watching on YouTube, sometimes you see me go from one conversation to another conversation because I'm talking to the chat. Like I tell you, come over here on TikTok. We go live 7:30 and you can see what's going on with the chat. Right now, you can't see what they say, what they're saying on the chat right now. So that's what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, if you missed the beginning of the chat, you can watch this later on YouTube. I put this back on YouTube, so if you missed that while we were talking about, or we're moving too fast, you want to slow it down, you can go ahead and listen to it on YouTube. Vintage Black says, billionaires are crazy too. He needs to listen to his inside voice. He was hiding when the SEC versus XRP. Vintage Black is talking about Charles Hoskinson. So basically what he was saying is that right now, that was very nice, Vintage Black. So what basically Vintage Black is talking about right now is basically when XRP, remember when we dropped the episode on the gray area, and that was touche, Vintage Black. That was super dope what you just said. So when XRP and Ripple, basically Ripple was getting sued, a lot of coins were scared. They weren't saying anything. Cardano basically saying Charles Hoskinson, he was very quiet. A lot of coins were very quiet when Ripple was getting sued. They didn't have much to say. Coinbase delisted them. And a year later, Coinbase got sued themselves. So basically, it was like when you were quiet when they were getting sued and the heat was on, Charles Hoskinson was cool. Basically, that's what Vintage Black is saying, which the opinions were not as loud. I would say they were not they weren't running as quick. Definitely not like they are now. He's always been opinionated, but in them times, everybody was scared for their life. Your boy, and let me tell you, your boy, his predecessor for Atkins, Garland House, not Garland House, oh my lord. I don't know, I can't. This boy was Debo. This man was Debo. What's your boy name there, man? The ex-boy from SEC, man. What the Gensler? Wow. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Your boy Gensler was like Debo. Your boy Gensler was like Debo. If y'all don't know, hey, listen. If y'all don't know Friday, go look up Debo. Gensler was running up on them companies, on them billionaires like Debo. All right. And then your boy, he's trying to say Charles Hoskinson saw Debo. He was quiet. He started tucking his jewelry in like hey, he started chucking his chain in like your boy like Smokey and Craig. Hey, Gressler came in. Charles Hoskinson was putting his jewelry away like Craig and them boys, boy. Hey, after that, Debo got locked up. Debo ain't out no more. And your boy Charles Hoskinson got a lot to say. That's why your boy Vintage back and say, hey, boy. And they say your boy, hey, right now, they say your boy, hey, but a lot of people saying that's why. Honestly, in my chat, me and my friends, we have a personal chat. I tell you, like the guys that I grew up with since middle school and high school, we all talk about Charles Hoskinson. People say that Charles Hoskinson's bitter because but he wasn't one of the ETFs that got in. And a lot of people feel that because he's loud on his opinions, he's very opinionated. He depends on his smartness, which he is very, very smart. You can't take that away from him. He's up there. He's up there with David Schwartz, the Vitalis. He's up there with them coders. Don't get it confused now. He's remember now. He's the co-founder of Ethereum. He's a billionaire. He talking that. He you know what I'm saying? He like to me. He like the Kanye West of crypto. he the Kanye West of crypto. So basically, he's been going back and forth with XRP. He's been going back with XRP holders or enthusiasts, whatever you want to call it, or XRP maxis on Twitter. So he's been calling out a lot of stuff about Brad Garland House and them boys, and they don't really answer directly back to him, which is kind of wild that they don't answer directly back to him. But he's saying, yo, they're not real over there. They're saying, he's saying that, yo, they're using XR. Basically, this is what Brad is saying. I mean, not Brad, sorry. What Charles Hoskinson is saying is that with the escrow that they have, they're using that money to basically when we buying coins, they're basically saying that they're selling that and using that money, all right? They're using that money to go ahead and fund like G Treasuries, fund like what else besides G Treasuries, Pastel Wallet, the Charter Bank, what else? Basically some of Evernorth. Well, yes, Ripple Prime. That's what I mean with the G Treasuries. Yes. What else? I'm growing a brain fart. There's a whole lot of other ones. They went on a shopping spree because they basically spent $4 billion So I know they bought the G Treasuries, which is Ripple Prime. They also purchased. Oh my lord, I don't know why I'm slowing down like that. What was the other big purchase that they did? Which is they have the dashboard. Oh my lord, sorry y'all. I don't know why I'm going. I don't know why I'm going to a brain fart. But they went on the shopping spree, and I dropped like 3 episodes on it. But right now, there's so much stuff coming out. What am I? Why can't I remember? It's Ripple Prime, and there's another huge purchase because Ripple Prime is the dashboard. Then they got the brokerage. What's the brokerage name? They also have the brokerage that they purchased too. They have Ripple Prime and Hidden Road. Thank you. Woo! Thank you. Appreciate y'all, man. Wow. I was on a brain fart. Hidden Road. Wow, man. Oh my God. I could. Woo. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hidden Road. And then when they had Pastel that they have for the wallet, Hidden Road. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube you can't see, but my chat do not play, man. You see what they talking about, Hidden Road? Let me tell you, now it's not even one person. Vintage Bag came up with Hidden Road. See the Truth came up with Hidden Road. Also, DW Melody came up with Hidden Road. Vintage Bag was talking about Ripple Prime. When I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that's why you have to come here. It's different. My chat. This is the 1%. These people do not play. You see how fast that comes in? That's not regular knowledge. When these people are talking, you're saying Hidden Road, you can't Google that quick. This is something you know. So my chat is high level. That's why the content. Sometimes I used to be scared that the content would was too advanced, and I try to water it down. And I want to say watered it down. I don't want to say that. I try to make it translated for people that are first starting to that they can get to the point where we could have conversations that go fast. And it's great to see that. Wow, to see the chat like really on it, man. That's super dope, man. I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? I really love it, man. Teddy G. Grand says, yeah, I'm learning a lot from y'all. Thank you, man. See what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? My chat is my secret weapon right there, man. I'm not gonna hold you. I think that's what makes my chat a little different. My chat is very smart, and not for nothing, man. They be putting me onto stuff too. So I think that's my secret weapon is my chat. My little crypto gang is very wild, man. So when you come on here, and don't be please do not be intimidated by the chat. And I like to say this, and I haven't said it in a long time. The only stupid question, let me say this, please pay attention. The only stupid question is the question you don't ask. All right? Just that plain and simple. The only stupid question is the stupid question is the question you don't ask. Let me tell you something. When I first got in crypto, I was lost. I thought it was called Big Coin. BIG coin. How green can you be? I'm pretty sure y'all came in and knowing it's called Bitcoin. So you were ahead of me. Just keeping it 100. If we're gonna keep it 100, let's keep it 100. You know me, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100. I got nothing to prove. I learned this baby boy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. I ain't gonna front for y'all. What I'm gonna front for? I'm gonna keep it 100. So I'm just trying to show you if I can learn, y'all can learn. Y'all see how I'm talking about it now, 7 years later. So that goes to tell you what it is. You know what I mean? Just wanted to let y'all know. It's funny, ain't it? But it's the truth. It's the real truth. Sorry about that. That's the real truth. I ain't even gonna hold you. Money 247. Sorry, 247. Money 24/7 says, "Yo, I need some of that little bit of that Bitcoin." Ain't that wild though? Isn't that wild? That's what I thought it was, man. That goes to show you, man. Ignorance is bliss. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance is bliss, man. So, well, the whole thing is not to stay stuck. Keep learning, especially as a we got this saying in my business, and I say it as a finance director. Um, either you evolve or you die. Straight up. That's how it is. Either you evolve or you die. And you watching the infrastructure evolve right before your eyes. Do not sleep on this. This is what we're talking about. This is happening in real time, right before our eyes. So let's get back to this. I know we went all over the place. For you just tuned in, we're talking about XRP and Solana. You being able to use XRP wrap on Solana ecosystem through LayerZero. Very, very wild. Very, very wild. All right. So before we get off, I'm gonna give y'all, for ladies and gentlemen who just came in, I want to get into that. But real quick, while we here, I want to go into this. Yo, this is wild. First, I want to explain what the wrap. For ladies and gentlemen who understand the wrap, it's wild. I just explained the wrap, and if you missed it, please go on YouTube and go on the wrap. But now I want to show you what the Solana and XRP connected to the ecosystem, how things start getting wild so fast. I didn't even drop this episode yet, right? Because I got to drop this episode, and I'm going to drop an episode on it that gives you exactly. When I'm live, I like to give more details. I know the episodes I do them short, so it's direct to the point. Pow, 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 pow. You know what I mean? But when we do the lives, I like to, we chat, we do our thing. You know what I mean? But this is wild now. So now XRP trading goes live on WhatsApp after Solana integration. Okay. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Y'all gonna talk about this adoption not happening? This adoptation ain't happening. Y'all said this adoption ain't happening. This adoptation, my word that I made up, that they call me out for on AA. They call me out on A. They call me out for adoptation on everything, y'all. Yee, they don't know, boy. I be chopping up things. They don't know grammar ain't my thing, though, man. Hey, but let me tell you, and then when I did Simon Banani, Simon Banani, I be chopping up his name in the Zbeck CEO. I had to learn Sammy Tapilia. That took me a long time to learn Sammy Tapilia. That's the other Zbeck. I thought he was the CEO. Now they're saying Simon Bahini is a CEO. But I don't know. I would say they had to change faces. Maybe they made Simon, maybe he's more like Brad. Who knows? You never know. Brad's a cool character now. If you see Brad don't be doing that stuff you see Charles and David Schwartz talk about. But I'm going to get into that before we leave because I really want to get in this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? King Crypto says I'm in Z-Back. I'm just a little bit over that 2 milli. You know what I'm saying? 2 milli club. You know what time it is. Where you at, King Crypto? I mean, how much Z-Back you got now? Where you at on your Z-Back? On your Z-Back journey? King Crypto. Where you at on your Z-Back journey? $500,000. Nice. That boy going. Nice work, man. Nice work. That boy DC ain't nice and smooth. I ain't mad at that. Nice work. I could appreciate that. There you go, man. So let's get back on this. This XRP trading goes live on WhatsApp after Solana integration. WhatsApp. When did WhatsApp get into crypto? That's wild work right there, man. When did that happen? Did anybody know about that? Did anybody know about WhatsApp? And first you got your boy. First you got Elon. Y'all know about. We just reported that, and I don't know why that episode. I don't know. Let me tell you. Every time I talk about them big boys, Elon Musk, right, or I talk about Larry Fink and tokenization, yo, they always shut down my videos, right? And it goes through some type of. First they say it's valid. Sorry, what is it? Violating guidelines. What are you talking about? Then I'll how you call that? When you dispute it. And then I hit it, and then after that, they'll 2 hours later, like, oh no, you're good. And I'm like, but you slow down the pace. So they keep doing the certain videos. I'm like, yo, excuse me, every time you talk about these big boys, I don't know if their names are branded or, but let me tell you, anytime you talk about Elon, right? Or you talk about your boy Larry Fink or Jimmy, let me tell you, man, that algorithm will slow down that bad boy. I don't know if them boys got so much lawsuits out there or TikTok is scared of them. Let me tell you something, man. They be slowing down. They don't let those posts go like that. Every time I do those posts, and those are very, very important, they slow that down. They shut them things down. I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, they slow them down. And those are very important. I'm like, yo, they don't want us talking about them boys. Them boys got power, man. But anyway, let's keep it going. And you guys know I don't do propaganda. I'm just telling you facts. I don't do propaganda over here. I don't like when I hear. I like black and white. I don't do too much propaganda. Money 247. Money 24/7 says I think another 1.5 billion is released next month. Let me tell you, man. Raw darkness is going on. He says the PPM. You already know, man. You talking about the PPM loans? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know if that's what you're talking about, man. But let's check this out right here, right? So XRP, this is wild, man. XRP trading through WhatsApp has traded after wXRP, known as wXRP, went live on Solana blockchain. You know, X in Canada, Twitter, X is letting people in Canada trade Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, Nvidia, Tesla off of Twitter, now known as X. Now they're talking about WhatsApp. You already know they do it on Cash App. Now this is wild, man. So listen, the wXRP launched on Solana, allowing users to swap assets through WhatsApp link non-custodial wallet bots directly. The setup uses AI bots on Solana DEX, integrate to process text-based crypto trades. What? wXRP now works across Solana DeFi apps, including Random, Orca, Kamani, Ragmafy, and Backpack. The setup allows users to swap assets inside the messaging app without leaving the chat window. The move followed on April 17th launch on wXRP on Solana through a partnership including LayerZero and Hex Trust. The Solana XRP exists on SPL token, which means it can now work with decentralized exchange wallets and other apps built on the network. Let me tell you, right? Okay. Let me tell you something, man. Just XRP being used in all these different protocols. This just gives XRP more use case. This is great for XRP and XRP holders. You know, this. Let me tell you, man. And I know people are like, man, but I don't see anything in the price. I don't see anything in the price. You watch your infrastructure be built, man. And I'm with y'all, but I'm at the point where I just want to see how it's going to be used at scale. I'm not I know the price is going to move up. Let me say I know. I feel highly that the price is going to move up. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to go buy it. I'm telling people already hold it. I feel like the price is going to go up. But how much is going to go up is going to be based on how much they use it at scale. And then the thing is that more use cases, the more better it's for us. The more they use XRP, the more reasons they could use XRP is the way better for us. And that's just facts. All right? That's what I'm talking about. But there's another thing I want to talk about before we get off here. Let me tell you sick. Cardano. Just want to talking about Cardano. Your boy Charles Hoskinson is on fire. Check this out. Cardano, XRP holders have, this is your boy Cardano creator, Charles Hoskinson. He's on fire. XRP holders have no legal ownership, Ripple other assets. Recent statements from Charles Hoskinson found that Cardano has drawn attention, the structural relationship between XRP and Ripple. An X post highlighted crypto enthusiast Diana Hoskins addressed fundamental misunderstanding among XRP holders about ownership and rights of the ecosystem. In a broadcast to Crypto Window O, Hoskins argued that XRP holders have no legal ownership of assets acquired by Ripple. He stated directly, XRP holders have no legal ownership of those assets, emphasized in any business expansions acquisition made by Ripple, remaining under the company's control rather than extended token holders. Let me tell you, when I'm saying your boy, Charles Hoskinson, has been going let me tell you, Ripple. And let me tell you, the Cardano's founder says XRP holders have no legal ownership. This is what Diana, she was saying on there. And she had him on there live. Let me tell you, man, let me get Charles Hoskinson live. Boy, ladies and gentlemen, y'all gonna see some questions, some questions get answered. I'm telling you right now, I ain't gonna play with him. I ain't gonna play with him. I'm gonna ask him questions. You know what I'm saying? Now listen. So here's what he says. He claims supply distribution business model. Hoskin also revisited a longstanding criticism about XRP initial distribution. He claimed that Ripple retained approximately 70 to 80% of the supply during the project's early stages. This is what they're saying. This is what Charles Hoskinson is saying. All right, this is not Dcryptofan saying this. Charles Hoskinson is saying this, and you can go on coinmarketcap.com and you can see this. This is Charles Hoskinson saying this. All right, this is not Dcryptofan. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let me read. Let's go ahead. Hoskinson claims this is the founder of Cardano and also one of the co-founders with Vitalik of Ethereum. This is what he's saying. Hoskinson has also revealed long-standing criticism about XRP initial distribution. He claimed Ripple retained approximately 70 to 80% of the total supply during the project's early stages. Based on this premise, he described what believes to be a recurring operational model which Ripple generates attention through announcements, influencers, XRP market price, sells the portion of the holders, sell the portion of his holdings to use to process to acquire other assets. Basically, like we're talking about the Hidden Road, we're talking about Ripple Prime, the Palestine. This is what Charles Hoskinson is saying. This is wild. This is not me saying it. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, saying it. Let's rewind it. Based on the premise he described, he believes that the being a recurring operational model in which Ripple generates attention through announcements, influences XRP market prices, sells a portion of the holdings, uses the proceeds to acquire assets. According to his remark, this acquiring assets belong exclusively to Ripple as a corporate entity. He stressed XRP holders cannot redeem their tokens for equity business interests and cash flows associated with those acquisitions. Basically saying that they're using XRP to purchase Hidden Road, purchase Ripple Prime with XRP, but basically XRP holders, they use that with the price appreciation to purchase it, but we can't get anything out of it. So basically saying that they're using the price of XRP to purchase infrastructure, but the holders of XRP, we cannot take advantage of that growth. Being basically that the money's supposed to be in escrow and we make the money moves, basically saying if that money's in escrow, you know, how we're not benefiting from it. That's basically what he's talking about. This is Charles Hoskinson. Let me tell you, let me tell you something. He's been going hard now. He's been putting. And let me tell you, he makes you think. And I'm an XRP holder for a while now. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's creeping in my head. Pause. Wow, that was wild work. That was wild work. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Money 24/7 says he's talking our liquidity, and we don't benefit from those acquisitions Money 24/7. Let me tell you, he hit a point. He got a point there. I'm not gonna lie to you. So listen to this now. So this is what he says, ladies and gentlemen. You just tuned in. This is what Charles Hoskinson saying about XRP. And with this, I know this we're going a little over the video, but I want to get into this because this is some tea. There's some back and forth tea going off right here. This is launching some shots at XRP. And mind you, I'm an XRP holder. So if you hold an XRP, this is gonna catch your attention. It's definitely gonna catch your attention. So let's get back to it. So this is why he says, based on the premise he described as he believes to be a recruiting operational model. We do know they do use that funds to purchase. Yeah, I mean, let's go. But I don't think they hide it. I just didn't know they own 70, 80% of it. Ripple generates attention through announcements, influence XRP market price, sells portions of its holdings, and uses the proceeds to acquire assets. According to his remarks, these acquiring assets belong exclusively to Ripple as a corporate entity. He stressed that XRP holders cannot redeem their tokens for equity, business interests, and the cash flows associated with these acquisitions. Hoskins added that this, even if Ripple develops new financial infrastructures or expands into additional ventures, the XRP token itself does not grant holders any claim over those developments. But here's Vintage Black made the point. Vintage Man made a big point. The Vintage Black just dropped the mic. Vintage Black just dropped the mic, y'all. Vintage Black made the illest point right here. He says, then it will be considered a security. You're absolutely right. It can't be utility or be used to make profit. Wow. But they are using the XRP to purchase those entities. So yeah, it's wild that you said that. That's wild. And that's what they were originally sued for. That's what originally that lawsuit came for. Because they were saying some of those entities were sold to institutions. That's why I work. That's why that settlement came through. Yeah. Let me see. Vintage Black said, but the buyers of XRP can't exchange it for a portion of the ownership. Nope, cannot. Then cannot. You're absolutely right. Vintage Black know what he be talking about now. Do not sleep on it. So check this out now. So here's the part that's very wild though. This is like, so let me tell you, that boy Charles Hoskinson, he's a savage, right? And the thing is that why these cats just don't come out and shut them down? That's the crazy part. Because much as David Schwartz talks, and one time they were going back and forth. I was like, why don't you just come in and say what you got to say for him? You know what I'm trying to tell you? It's very wild because they were going back and forth. I'm like, yo, David Schwartz, just come out. Like David Schwartz keeps talking out sideways, like talking out the side of his mouth. When we know you're talking to Charles Hoskinson, bro. We know, David, you know I love you, bro. I love you to death, man. But we know you're talking to Charles. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. You know, we know you talking to Charles, but anyway, I'm just saying though, man. I was saying though, man. All right, but anyway, let's keep going, right? So now he's saying that we don't, basically XRP holders, we don't benefit from all them acquisitions that they're doing using the escrow to purchase business models. So listen, Hoskins added that even Ripple deploys new financial infrastructures or expands additional ventures, and XRP tokens itself do not grant holders any claim to developments. He concluded that the token doesn't really have much to say or to do with that. Back in his position, XRP operates independently from the ownership structure, Ripple broader business activities. This is why he says, boy, that boy's wilding. The community response highlighted legal distractions. This is what I had. The statement prompt responses from members of XRP community. Check this out. This is what the XRP community said. A user identified as Ron Adam responds, XRP is not designed to represent ownership in Ripple, stating that no informed holder expects it to function as a company stock. Ooh, listen. They come, and let me tell you, Charles is going back and forth with them. Listen to this now. This is what the Ripple holders saying. They coming for Charles. Let me tell you, he going back and forth. You're saying, hey, Vintage Black, you sure that wasn't you, Vintage Black? Let me find out Vintage Black real name is Ron Adams. Hey, Vintage Black, let me find out you the real Ron Adams around here. Hey, so listen to this, right? So he added this. Look, he added that XRP value proportionalization is tied to the role within the broader financial network. Ripple is built, suggesting that the growth in the ecosystem could still influence the asset's value. Another user identified XRP holders expressed concern that Hoskins appeared to conflate the difference between XRP and Ripple. Meanwhile, competitors named Joy pointed out that XRP had criticized implying ownership in Ripple. It could have strengthened the regulatory arguments classifying it as a security. All right? So basically, let me break down what they're saying. So he's saying that basically that XRP holders are not confused between what Ripple is and XRP. So basically, like I try explaining to people, this is the analogy of XRP and Ripple. Think of Ripple as Apple, the company. Think of XRP as the iPhone. Okay? The iPhone is a utility. Okay? The iPhone does not get the customers. The iPhone does not do the phone calls. The iPhone is just the technology. Okay? It's the phone. It's the technology. Okay? Apple is the actual company. It gets the users. So what happened is now, remember, XRP is a utility. Ripple is the owners of majority of the XRP. They're creating all these rails that people are using, well, companies and institutions will be using XRP, and even people will be using XRP for cross-border transfers. So they make up the rails to use it. So just think about it like this. Another example I'll give you of what Ripple is. Think of Ripple made a bridge. Think of the bridge, the San Francisco bridge, right? Or the bridge in New York. Any bridge in New York, the New York Tunnel, any bridge you use, right? Ripple builds this bridge, right? But for you to use this bridge, right, you got to pay them to go over this bridge. They get the customers to go over the bridge. Every truck, every car, everything that goes across that bridge, they get that car, that truck to go across that bridge. And this bridge moves the fastest. So once the bridge is in place, now they don't own that bridge no more. It's there. They owned it when they were putting the bridge down, but now the bridge is laid down. There's no ownership. The only thing they're doing is they're the toll booth. You want to use this bridge? You got to pay me. Once you're on that bridge is there. That bridge is no ownership to that bridge. They charging you to go ahead and use the bridge. Nobody owns a bridge. It's a road. Who owns a road? Nobody owns a road. It's just getting the traffic to use that road. And you can use this traffic. So you go down I-95, you go down there forever. They're like, yo, we give you the expressway and it's cheaper. You're gonna go from here to Atlanta or here to New York. It's gonna take 24 hours. Take this bridge. I'm gonna save you. You ain't gonna pay no gas, and I'm gonna get you there in 5 seconds. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's what that monster is. You understand? That's what that monster is. Y'all get it? That's what XRP is. It cross-border payments. Man. So now when you're talking about, now they're taking it, you see what Flare doing? Flare taking it, and they're making it where you can go ahead and use it in the wallets. for X-Men. So sorry, it's not. It's the X-Men. It's X-Men, right? It's the X-Men. Now you got it for Phantom with Solana. Man, listen, man. Ripple Net messaging, that's moving monies. That's why you talking about Ripple Net. They got a lot of businesses out there. And then you talking about Ripple is doing a lot of business. And they talking about Ripple coming out with an IPO. It's wild. And people are like, which one do you invest in? They're two different entities. It's two different entities. That's like somebody asking somebody, what do I invest in? The iPhone or Apple? Remember, Apple has different products. Apple just don't got the iPhone. Apple got the Apple computer. Apple got the iPad. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Now we all know an iPhone is the most sold. iPhone is the most busiest. We know that. But they got different entities. So Ripple comes out. That's like Apple. And Ripple wants to come with an IPO. They actually going ahead and they purchasing their shares back from the employees. Employees that got in back, and they might got some employees that got in at a penny. Now they're like, yo, we got you. Like they had to hold it for a certain amount of time. They're like, yo, we'll buy that back from you. So they buying back. And usually when you see they buying back their shares from the employees and the original holders and people that were in it early, Ripple, the company, they about to drop an IPO on you. And let me tell you something. Your boy Brad Garlinghouse, if you watch my episode when he sent that message, he said that he feels that Ripple will be the first $1 trillion crypto company. $1 trillion. You know there's only $2.5 trillion in all of crypto right now. Right now as we speak, there's only $2.5 trillion of all crypto. Your boy Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, he's saying he thinks they're going to be the first $1 trillion company. Talking about before Coinbase. Wow. Trillion. So, I'm watching that IPO. My daughter's getting married. I got to put that money to that wedding. But, boy, I'm trying to put some money on the side. I had to shut down everything because I'm like, I need to put some money on the side. I want to get in on that IPO. Two different entities. And that's not financial advice. I'm not telling you about an IPO, but I'm just trying to let you know. Ripple and XRP, two different things. Just let y'all know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Do not sleep. It's two different things. Just because you invest in Ripple doesn't mean that I invest in Ripple. Nah, it's two different things. Right? You invest in Apple, you think the iPhone's dead? Let me ask you something. When you invest in Apple, if you invest in Apple, you think iPhone's dead? Come on now, don't do that, nah. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. CMS says an XRP will still be $1. Man, let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen. If XRP right now, just I want to ask you a question. Wait a second. Let me get my phone died. Sorry about that. My computer died. Let me ask you something in real time. Let me ask you something. If XRP right now is $1.40, right? And nobody's using, no banks are using it at mass. They've been using it poquito. Institutions been using it poquito. Right? We still have the Clarity Act ain't been passed. Japan is doing what they're doing. UK is doing what they're doing. But they haven't been used at scale. So if it's $1.40 and we ain't using that scale, you think it's not going to grow? It's right now, it's at $1.40 on pure speculation, no volume, no scale. So you think that, let me just ask you, right? It's going to be, you think that Missouri is putting a bill in for 5 years? They got a bill, they said they got to hold it for 5 years. XRP, Solana, they're not selling. You got ETF inflows right now with Franklin Templeton on XRP. right now. You think the price is not going to go anywhere? You think it's going to stay at $1? Literally. You think it's going to stay at $1? I'm not saying it's going to go to $100. I'm not even saying it's going to go to $10. But you think it went to $3.66 and wasn't doing nothing. We wasn't even open for business. That we going to be. I'm just saying, man, I don't know. I don't know how that worked. I can see if we open business, it didn't work out. But man, we ain't even open business yet. How that's going to work? I don't know. I don't know how that's working. You got institutions. You got Franklin Templeton. And now you even got BlackRock and them boys there because they see what DTC's doing. They know what time it is. They would tell you, they were talking about XRP Ledger. They talking about XRP Ledger. Come on, man. You think that type of money is gonna move at scale and we're gonna stay this? Let me tell you, it's just that these people are gonna make sure that everything's tied up. They're gonna make sure that everything's tied up. Let me tell you, I don't get into price prediction with y'all. I don't do them type of things because because you look at the price prediction. I think like a price prediction is like a sorry, no language. It's like a butthole. Everybody got an opinion. So I don't really go into price predictions with y'all. But if y'all go look up, they got so much wild price predictions out there on XRP, and nobody's calling out $1. hey, they have a lot of price predictions out there, and nobody's calling $1. I don't do price predictions on Dcryptofan. I just like to break down the knowledge and break down the ledger. And I thought that was super dope when you're talking about Solana. Sorry, people chop me up. Solana having XRP in their ecosystem through a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, that's super dope. First of all, just a layer. That LayerZero, I don't even know what LayerZero is. That's dope to know that layer. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand what you're learning here. I didn't know that LayerZero. That's super dope to learn that LayerZero is the cross-chain Swift for blockchain. That's jewels, y'all. That's jewels. Do not sleep on that. Understand what Swift does. Swift does 11,000 institution banks in 200 countries. Now you're talking about this LayerZero that you're talking about on cross-chain. You got over 2,000 crypto coins over there. I'm not saying it's going to do, 20,000 or 10,000. I'm not saying it's going to do all 10,000. When you're talking about an entity that has the opportunity to do that, and you're messing with XRP and Solana, you're messing with some of the big boys, top 5, and you're doing that, and if you can get that operation going, this is different moves right here. This is infrastructure being built. This is like, just imagine you have, like I keep telling you, this imagine you have Microsoft, you have Apple, you have all these different computers, and you have one system that's giving all that same messaging, man, through that layer. That's letting it all work at one time. That's like us watching Apple phones. Remember when Apple phones, you had to break them? Remember you had to break, what do you call them? When you used to have to break the Apple phones to use them for like, what was that? Sprint or Boost Mobile or all that stuff. Jailbreak. Thank you. I'll tell you, man. CMS, jailbreak. Remember how you had to jailbreak phones? Thank you. Hey, everybody coming quick. Hey, y'all know what I was talking about. CMS said jailbreak. D Hardy 78 said jailbreak. Scatter Best said jailbreak. Diamond Hand said jailbreak. Hey, let me say, my chat knew exactly what I was talking about. They was like, "You're talking about jailbreak." Hey, y'all answered that real quick. Hey, so jailbreak. So imagine instead you have to jailbreak your phone, you wouldn't have to do that. You would have this layer 0 that basically cross chains all your phones. So all these, not phones, but all these different, would it be AT&T, different providers. That's the word I'm looking for, providers. So imagine that cross chain allowing all providers early to use iPhone. with all different providers. So what this cross chain is doing is allowing different assets and different layers and different coins to be used on different layers. So now you're taking XRP, wrapping it, and being able to use it on Solana and with all different Solana products. That's wow. I'm giving you all these analogies so, ladies and gentlemen, so it could kind of just so it could stick and it could click. So that light bulb goes off when I'm talking about. 'Cause I know it's a lot to absorb, so I'm trying to give y'all a lot of analogies to understand it. I'm not trying to but I really want you to understand what's going on, especially when the gentleman said XRP is not going to a dollar. And here's another huge news, because I really want to make sure we stay on top of RWAs, real world assets. So let's get on this. Wait a second. What the? Well, that's a different language. I don't even know if I should even throw a block party for you, because I don't even know what that says. I don't know if I should throw a party for you. I don't know what that says. Hey, there's a lot of hearts on there, but I don't know what that say. Boy, you about to get that. I don't know, throw that party for you, because you got a lot of hearts behind that stuff there. So I don't know what that say there. So I ain't gonna throw no party for you. Street. Skeeter Best says, I'm back. Then I was worried about jailbreaking phones when I could have been buying Bitcoin. Yeah, listen, man, I love my chat, man. My chat is wild, man. Hey, Diamond has said, play that music. Diamond Hands Dave is wild. Diamond Hands Dave said, go ahead, let that baby go, Ro. Yo, you wild, man. Hey, Rick, you appreciate it, Rick. Rick Beach 828, man. Appreciate that, man. Yo, man. Well, doctor say play that funky music. Hey, guess what? You asked for it. Let's go.
Came to the state to give you a lesson, to let you know that I'm not such a number 25, but I am a nigga shot G. I keep the bullet taking out any MC. What did I say? Oh, you soft MC. Need to step on my way. Don't try me or deny me.
I'm number one. I get the job done. You know it's tough. And you gotta beat everybody. Don't get this party, man. We'll throw that party for you, man. Don't get this party, man. It goes like this. Party-ya, 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 ria, 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 ria. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Telling you, man. Don't get that party, man. We'll throw that party for you. You gotta relax now. Please come on here respectful. We have ladies on here and gentlemen on here. We gonna make sure we don't do that. And sometimes we got young people that's watching this, so please keep it clean. My chat is clean, I'll tell you that right now. This is all we do is talk crypto. We don't do propaganda. We don't do politics. We don't do religion. The only time we talk about politics, if it has to do about money. The only time we talk politics, if it got to do about money. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Trump. We talking about Trump because the man owns WLFI, World Liberty Coin, which we just talked about ZBEC, which has two different coins, which has the USD D1, which is a stable coin, and you have you have WLFI token, which is a token. So it's two different projects. So we'll talk about that. And of course, his tweets, his bills, his policies have an effect on the market. So we'll speak on that. You understand what I'm saying? We're not going to get into all the other stuff. We're not going to get into the other things. And I'm not saying they don't deserve a conversation. I'm just saying we're not doing that here. That's what I'm saying. It's enough It's enough to absorb this crypto market and it's enough to absorb all of that than to get into that part of it. And another thing is that crypto's global. People don't want to hear about that stuff. Somebody in Australia don't want to hear about that. Somebody in UK don't want to hear about that. Somebody in Africa don't want to hear about it. Somebody in Nigeria don't want to hear about that. Let me tell you, when I look at the analytics, it's very wild where we're playing, where this plays at. Indonesia, it's very wild to see, you know, in Nigeria, South Africa, London, Mexico, Israel. You know, it's wild to see the chat in these places, and I look at analytics, and I always go back and read the comments. It's wild to see the chat like that, and that just lets me know crypto's global. You know what I'm saying? This information is not for me, it's for us. It's all of us. So, you know, I don't really want to get into no politics and get into religion and all that stuff. And, you know, I don't mind, you know, if we joke every once in a while, get back down memory lane and stuff like that. And, you know, like, you know, some of the things are very wild, you know. There's very wild. I see everything, but do I want to come in here and talk about Pooh Shiesty? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to come talk about Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Man? And I see everything. I don't want to talk about that. I mean, it's wild. You know what I'm saying? It's very wild. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't want to say I don't want to talk about it like I don't talk about it, but I don't come on the chat and talk about that. I talk about crypto. That's why I said this is Dcryptofan, where all we do is talk crypto and make it easy for you to learn, no hype, no cap. You know what I'm saying? That was stupidity. And I think there's a forum for it, and I think there's conversation for it. But what happens is I also believe that sometimes there's a lot of distraction when we need to be very, very focused. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying we all need entertainment. We all need entertainment to get away from, but we gotta really watch. We gotta watch how much we intake. We can't get caught up in too much distractions, because even me myself, I used to get into too much distractions, but then I got to the point where I got into this too deep. I got into too deep where I was missing everything. Like, I was literally missing everything. I was so caught up and so deep into this crypto. Literally, I was missing everything around me, personal life, everything, because I was so, like, you know what I'm saying? After I got hacked, after I lost that money, made it back, it was nerve-wracking. I was opening my app every 5 seconds, man. Every 5 seconds, I'm opening up my app, watching my, I was wilding, man. I was tripping. I was wild. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Donnie Lynn. Appreciate it. What's going on, Miss Donnie Lynn? What's going on? Yeah, but I was tripping, so I learned to calm down a whole lot. So now, if I watch entertainment, you know, I like Shannon Sharp. I think Shannon Sharp is super dope. I watch Stephen A. Smith. You know, I use those for entertainment. Then I watch some crypto channels. I like to watch Rual Powell. Like I told y'all, Rual Powell. I think Raul Powell is super dope. He used to be head of Goldman Sachs. He's a Solano maxi and also Sui, but I want to say he's a maxi. No, let me take that back. I want to say he's a maxi. He invests a lot in Solano and a lot in Sui, and he's actually on the board of governors of Sui. But he's he's very smart dude. Kathy Woods, let me tell you, Kathy Woods, she ain't nothing to play with, boy. She's something else too. She's something else too. And most of the time, I try not to follow too many people on YouTube, and not that they don't do great stuff, but I try to have my own voice. I try to have my own voice. Yeah, Kathy Woods is fire, ain't she? She's fire. She's super dope fire. She's definitely fire. I try to have my own voice and try not to let influencers influence me too much, but I also don't want to miss out on some good, because there's some good stuff out there. So I don't want to miss out on that. But I try to just stay more to reading. And no lie, Tammy Lynn sends me so much information. I ain't got no time to go. Tammy Lynn sent me so much information that I go digging, because she'll at 5 a.m. she's sending me 4, 5, 6 different articles were all different. So what I'll do is I'll go through them and try to choose which one I feel might be the best one that you guys will like. And then I also try to get the ones that I get the most information for, the most real information for. So Tammy Lynn, she sends a lot of information. So let me tell you, man, we got a very knowledgeable group, man. Because Tammy Lynn, let me tell you, she's high. Let me tell you, she's high on the knowledge of crypto. Like, she doesn't play. There's 100 million people on TikTok, and picking the right ones, and and then making sure is I feel she gets the article, and my job is to go double check it, background it, and make sure it's correct, and then put it out. She finds it, puts it out like a news team. She puts it there. I go digging, look up the information, and try to get as fast as I can. Sometimes it comes. She sends it to me literally. It'll come out. Literally, Tammy Lynn will send me an article that came out literally 2-3 hours ago on TikTok. It hasn't hit YouTube, hasn't hit CoinDesk. Like, literally one time she sent me a Coindesk TikTok, like at early in the morning. It didn't even reach CoinDesk article, and then Julia's not here tonight, but Julia, that's wild because usually Julia's always here. Then Julia sent me the CoinDesk article later that night. So I'm telling you, the news hits very fast. So sometimes I don't have enough time to go do a lot of investigating on it to make sure that I have all the information. So sometimes I have to come back the next night and do the research, because I'll find out more information that's deeper on it. And that's great information. So sometimes we'll double back on the same conversation. Even on this rap, we talked about this rap now, but like I said, we talked about this Solana rap, but now I was able to learn more about LayerZero and learn more about the Hex Trust. So I want to come back with you and explain to here LayerZero exactly what they are. And if you missed that, like I said, I'll have the replay back on it. Actually, I'll have this replay on tomorrow on YouTube. And on YouTube, you can find me at Dcryptofan. I'm everywhere at Dcryptofan. The only one that is Instagram is at Dcryptofan_. But everything is at Dcryptofan. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just wanted to get into that. I know we talked about a lot tonight because there was a lot of great information. And I really want to explain to you how this rap works. And I'm going to do an episode tonight. I'll probably put out tomorrow around 1 o'clock, where I'll get straight to the point on exactly what the rap is again. And I'll put up the illustrations so you can actually see the illustrations of the rap and see the articles about the rap. I'm not going to put the WhatsApp on it because it's a lot of information to digest. So I'll do the first part with just the rap and Solana, and then explain WhatsApp. But really, and then I really want to get to this let me tell you, I want to get into this XRP. Oh, wait a second. Jesus, I went that quick. I forgot about the XRP RWAs. Wow, I almost got off without telling you about the X. I really want to say this. This is huge. Huge news before I get off of there. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say this huge news because I do not want to let y'all hanging with this. I really want to get this RWA news. This is huge because I got to do an article on this because this is very big. Do not sleep on this. XRP Ledger sees a 875% growth in RWAs. Remember when I reported to you that they had hit 1.25 billion? They've just hit $2.5 billion in RWAs. Now, don't get me wrong. We're not going to see no real money until we get to the $500 million. But you see it growing is dope, all right? XRP Ledger sees an 875% RWA growth. It hits 2.5 billion, and recent developments. Listen, decentralized finance reveals that the world's major traditional finance institutions moving beyond experimentation and embracing the digital infrastructure. Odell Torment, a fintech and digital finance expert of World Bank, stated that the giants such as MasterCard, BlackRock, and Franklin Templeton are now integrating XRP Ledger. Listen, rewind selector. Rewind one more time, one again. Look, check this out. Listen, Odella Torment, a fintech and digital finance expert, BlackRock has stated, expert of World Bank has stated the giant such as MasterCard, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton are now integrating XRP Ledger into their digital asset strategies. Wow work. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know who MasterCard is. But if y'all know who BlackRock is and Franklin Templeton, BlackRock um, is the world's biggest asset manager. When you see AUM, the AUM means assets under management. They're the biggest, the largest, pause, that sound wild, asset management company. Then you got Franklin Templeton. They ain't nothing to play with. They're at 1.7 trillion. And they just put an agency together that's coming out with a crypto investment. What would you call that? What would you call that? A new what do you call that? A new what would I call that? A new branch? A new crypto branch. Yeah, that's what I call it. A new crypto branch where they're gonna have live human beings, right, doing investments for their Franklin Templeton customers that want to invest in crypto. Yeah, live human beings just for that. A branch just for crypto. Franklin Templeton, $1.6 trillion, and some people say $1.7 trillion under management. So just in those two right there, now you're talking about MasterCard, integrating XRP ledger into their digital asset strategy. These companies are actively exploring a network for tokenization, cross-border payments, and part of their new era of finance. This new era of finance, people. You're sleeping. Y'all sleeping. By the time y'all find out what this new world of finance, this AI stuff, you don't want to be in the back burner of this technology movement, especially at our age. At our age, we don't want to be on the back burner of this change. Tell you right now, young people don't got the capital. We do. Let me tell you, they're making this where it's getting to be an even playing field for people like us. And there's gonna come a time when it ain't gonna be even playing field for long. That's why I gotta get in early with all of it, besides just crypto, just in life with the AI technology, with the real estate, with stocks. Just you really have to. This is the time right now, folks. We can't be playing. We can't be playing. Tell you right now. Besides crypto, just in life. Let's go, man. So this and this right here, right? Let's get back to this. At the 2026 forum, Torm identifies that DeFi has evolved from experimental field to becoming an interface of global finance. She explained that DeFi now acts as an invisible layer, seamlessly enabling value transfer between banks and financial across border assets. Basically, when she says invisible, meaning that nobody ain't seeing it, but they're using it seamlessly, meaning that retail, we don't know this is going on. They're doing this transaction and this transformation seamlessly without us even knowing it. Meaning that they doing this new stuff and nobody ain't paying attention. And investors gonna get in and y'all gonna be lost. This is what they're basically saying. Let me translate that in that simple terms. This is not what I'm saying. This is what they're saying. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice, but I ain't trying to wait for the train to start moving without me. At least to start learning. At least if you ain't gonna put your money, start learning, man. And start. I'm gonna tell you, you ain't gotta just watch my channel. Go watch something else. Go read. They got this on Coinbase. They got this on CoinMarketCap. They got this on YouTube. They got this on Bloomberg. They got this on Google. They got this on Gemini. They got this on Gonk. They got this on ChatGPT. They got this on Claude. They got this on everything. There's no excuse for you not to learn. And you got to hear on Dcryptofan, where all we do is talk crypto and make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap. So let's get this going on. So listen what she's saying now. Right? This interface of the global finance, she explained that DeFi now acts as an invisible layer, seamlessly enabling value to transfer between banks, financial institutions across border, and assets. The XRP ledger is specifically designed to transparent in the multiple asset transfers. It's at the heart of transformation. According to Torm, the recent moves by financial titans signal the being of a real-world adoption. I don't know why I said adaptation. I think I don't even say adaptation. I tell you, I'm making up my own word. Adoption for blockchain infrastructure. Adora Torment pointed out, we are moving past XRP ledger merely as a tool for cryptocurrency. It's now forming the backbone of global assets transfers. This is what they're saying. This is big talk. Data shows real-world assets, RWAs, the transactions of XRP ledger, meaningly the tokenization, the tokenization and a tangible asset surged by 875% in recent times. The total transaction volume is approaching $2.5 billion. A remarkable growth signals that just market enthusiasm, but also demonstrate that tokenized assets and corporate scales are actively transactioning to on-chain. This is what we're talking about. Did you say global? Global. Global. That's why Vintage Black just asked. Global. This is wild work, man. Global finance. This is why this chat got people from Australia. We had one 2 months ago. We had someone on the chat that they said that they're teaching their kids in elementary, in school, in the early school about crypto. I don't think he said. I think he said in elementary or middle school. He said they're teaching them about crypto in Australia. Okay, and you already see what they did with the ACL. Y'all saw what they did with the ACL. April 1st in Australia. You see what happened with UK. You see Europe. Oh, man. Yeah, America, we behind. We behind. America, we behind. Crypto Badger, what's going on? Appreciate you. All right, we behind. Just letting you know. And that's facts. It's not about being a patriot. We don't do that here. We do facts. That's one thing about me, black and white. I learned in the business early. I do finances. And one thing you're gonna learn about finances, you better not make no assumptions. You better not figure. You better know them numbers. Listen, when you're doing finance and you're dealing with millions of dollars, you better know the numbers in actual. Listen, 1 + 1 = 2. You start trying to figure stuff out, you got a problem. Numbers don't lie, figures figure. I'll tell you that right now. Numbers don't lie, figures figure. If you take that model with you in life, it's going to take you far. Trust me. Don't listen to what people talk. Look at the numbers yourself. Numbers will tell you the truth. I'll tell you right now. Teddy G. Grind says, yes, America only wants the rich to get richer. Let me tell you something. If America does not move, you're talking about getting behind on technology that's moving very, very fast. Very, very fast. Thank God that we're able to purchase without having to wait on what the government's doing. We could do it ourselves and just hold and hodl and put it in a wallet, and hopefully our time will come. But let's get into this. So listen. The data shows that real-world assets, RWA transactions on XRP ledger, meaning tokenization tangible assets, have surged 875% in recent times. The total transaction volume is approaching 2.5 billion. The remarkable growth signals that the market enthusiasm, but also demonstrates that tokenized assets at corporate scale are actively transitioning on-chain, while global financial heavyweights are choosing XRP. Why global financial heavyweights are choosing XRP? For traditional finance institutions, XRP Ledger offers notable advantages. It provides faster and lower payments, which we all know, while transparency are surpassing conventional systems. Why? Listen. So XRP does quicker and cheaper payments for institutions. Wow. Transparency surpasses conventional systems. So basically that they're saying that with the transactions versus the old traditional systems, you can actually see even more what's going on. So not only is it cheaper, you actually could audit in real time and see what's going on for institutions and for companies. So what that means is less losing money. You understand? That's what it is. So let's keep it going. So the conventional system, the adoption of XRP Ledger by leading names such as MasterCard, BlackRock. I know y'all all know MasterCard, and I know my chat, they know what BlackRock and Franklin Templeton. But ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, this is the time when you want to understand, because there's a lot of talk around stocks and crypto about Franklin Templeton. And just to put things in perspective, ladies and gentlemen, BlackRock, you want to look at who BlackRock is. It's just how it sounds, BlackRock. You want to look it up. You want to look up who Franklin Templeton is. And the reason why you want to know what BlackRock is, because it's the biggest. All right? And just put things in perspective. Crypto, the total amount of money that's in crypto that we all love, that we're chasing and we're going crazy about, that we're doing this podcast on and we're all on here, is $2.5 trillion. Them boys at BlackRock, they got 16 trillion and like 12 million that they use under asset management that they have floating. Crypto only has 2.5 trillion. Them boys talking about 16 trillion. It's only like what, $25 trillion in the whole market cap of gold. Them boys is chasing gold. So when you need to listen, when them boys talk, a lot of stuff moves around when you're that big. So you need to go learn who BlackRock is. So because things that you want to know when the big boys is making moves. So you know if these big boys is making moves, I better move. You ever heard what, if you can't beat them, join them? For real talk. You ever heard that? If you can't beat them, join them? You can't beat that type of big boys there. They move the whole market. You imagine, we only got 2.5 trillion. They'll hold $16 trillion. They make that whole market move like, and they buying up the Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then they coming for the Solana. Oh, this work get wild now. That's why you got to know who these people are. You got to know who Lawrence Fink is, which they call him Larry Fink. But Lawrence Fink, go look him up. Jamie Dimons, go look him up. But anyway, let's keep it going. But you got to look up, you got to know who MasterCard is. You already know MasterCard. So MasterCard, BlackRock, Franklin Templeton can largely be attributed to these benefits with the tokenization they're talking about. Additional migration, large-scale assets operation into XRP Ledger is drawing not just a greater investor intentions, but also accelerating development on blockchain infrastructure. The secure environment created by leading financial houses may soon bring DeFi usable to everyday financial activities. Basically saying that with these big names like Franklin Templeton, BlackRock, and MasterCard, it'll bring quicker adoption to crypto. Because when these companies are saving money and doing it and it's compliant and safe, other companies would jump on board when they see this with this new DeFi momentum. So listen to this out. Before we get off, the Asian market sees, and I see the comments. I'm gonna go back and read the comments. Don't think I ignore you. I just want to finish this article real quick. The Asian market sees new use cases. Momentum in DeFi is making an impact across Asia. Tell you what, we love Asia over here. This Dcryptofan. That's why we always reporting about Asia. You know, I see y'all. Just want to let y'all know. I see all the posts and all the reposts. Appreciate y'all over there. Just want to let y'all know. Asia is not just in the West. A prominent travel company in Japan is reportedly preparing to integrate its prepared spending, the system of XRP Ledger for the country's local market, estimated at 3 trillion yen. Now remember, 30 trillion yen. When they say 30 trillion yen, y'all be careful now. That 30 trillion yen could be like 1 trillion. I forget how the money moves, but you gotta be careful when you start talking about that 30 trillion yen and you find out it's $10 billion. So you gotta I don't know. I forgot the foreign exchange amount, but 30 trillion yen is not $30 trillion. Just be careful there. I think because when they said 3 trillion and I found out 3 trillion was 23 billion. So just want to say, so 3 trillion was 23 billion. So 30 trillion one I guess would be $230 billion. That would be the same exact math if that's what it is, but let's keep it going. If successful, this could mark the first intensive use of blockchain infrastructure in routine payments, unlocking the blockchain network's primary gain transaction by promising innovation in finance, But the struggle is to achieve comprehensive institutional support. As DeFi matures and clearly regulatory frameworks emerge, major firms are beginning to make a decisive move. Meaning that what is it? That's 200 and listen, that Martin says that's $204 billion. Boy, your boy wasn't bad now. Hey, that wasn't bad. I said 230 billion. Hey, that wasn't bad now. Hey, your boy Dcryptofan not bad now. That was pretty damn good now. Hey, that was pretty damn good there. No, the FX exchange rate was pretty good now. That's pretty damn good. Don't sleep on that. Thank you, Miss Bagley. Thank you, Miss Bagley. Thank you. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? The boy can't spell, but your boy know math. You know I chop up your names. I'll call you some wild name by accident now. With all due respect, but you know, the boy then can't spell, boy. I'll tell you, boy, come grammar, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you now. I can't spell now. But when it come to numbers, don't play with me with them numbers now. I'll chop up your name real quick, but hey, let's get back to it now. This is why I work now. Until now, blockchain networks. Before we get off here, let me get on this, right? I'll chop up your name for real, though. I was thinking about that person that was on YouTube said, boy, you chopped up Simon's last name. And on YouTube, the cat was somebody left a left a comment. Like, boy, you chopped up that man name, boy. I know I did too. It was my bad. Hey, I do not do it intentionally. My apologies. I will get better at it. I will get better at it. I do not do it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm working on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on getting names better. My apologies. Let's keep it going. Until now, blockchain networks primarily gain traction by promising innovators in finance, but they struggle to achieve comprehensive institutional support. As DeFi matures and clearly regulatory frameworks emerge, major firms are now beginning to make decisive moves. The involvement of MasterCard and other heavyweights highlight XRP's ledgers moving beyond a crypto ecosystem is now being recognized as a critical element for global financial infrastructure. We come a long way from getting sued and be delisted, huh? We come a long way, XRP holders. We come a long way for being sued and delisted. Now they're talking about the crucial element of global financial infrastructure. Well, damn, boy. How the narratives are changing 180, boy. Damn, this is crazy, boy. It's crazy, boy. Torment underlines DeFi becomes the middleware of global market in the future. Blockchain like XRP Ledger are poised to become its invisible backbone. Wow, it's crazy how Ripple XRP has changed over the years. The narratives, man, that's very, very crazy. But anyway, this Dcryptofan, all we do is talk crypto and make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap. If you missed it, you came in late. We're talking about XRP, Solana wrap. So basically, short XRP and Solana launched XRP wrap last Friday. Now we'll actually have you XRP will go to Solana through LayerZero that sets the matches that turns the XRP to XRPW XRP, which comes wrapped. Now goes into Hex Trust, which is a vault that holds it, and then now you could use your XRP wXRP on any Solana product, like Phantom, like Jupiter. And if you want a longer detail, because that was very short information, you can watch the whole hour and 40 minutes that we talked about it. You can watch the whole hour and 40 minutes that we talked about it. Anyway, man, it's Dcryptofan. All we do is talk crypto, make it easy for you, learn, no hype, no cap. You already know what time it is. Make sure you love the family. Make sure you show love to mom and pops. You already know what time it is, and you can watch us later on YouTube. We'll have it tomorrow if you want to watch it, if you missed it, and you can come here on TikTok and watch it live. It's Dcryptofan. See y'all mañana. You already know what time it is. Let's go. Mañana.